Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Go check out my website at skysworld.com for life coaching and mentoring. Let's talk about being decisive. How to be more decisive. How to get what you want. Well, if you want to get what you want in this world, you have to know what you want. You have to laser focus in on a goal and go after it. And many people realize that when they do this, when they practice this, they can get what they want. That anything that they want, they can get. It just takes lasering in on it and then doing what it takes to get there. It sounds easier when you talk about it than when you do it. But you hear a lot of motivational people, a lot of successful people touting this, telling you that anything that you want to do, you can do. Because they truly believe it. And when you get to a certain level of success, it does become somewhat true. And you gain the knowledge, the direction, the drive, the will, and the laser focus, all those things combined, to undertake tasks and to accomplish tasks that maybe others can't because they don't have those qualities all in line. Being indecisive can be torture. There's a syndrome called overchoice. Many people suffer from it. Wishy-washy people. People don't really know what they want out of life. But also people who have PTSD, interestingly enough, can, not all, but can suffer from this syndrome of overchoice. And it's just simply having too many similar options. So you could be standing in the grocery store at the ketchup aisle, and geez, there's a lot of different types of ketchup. You'd be surprised. There's a lot of different types of mustard. Who knew? There's a lot of different types of salad dressing. A lot of different types of everything, of ground beef. You want some ground beef? Well, there's 20 different types up at the grocery store I go to. They're not all the same. Every product is like that. Soy sauce. You just need to buy some soy sauce. Well, they got so many different types of soy sauce. And you can sit there if you're not very decisive and if you get confused easy and you haven't really done much research, you don't really know what you want, you got nothing in place. All you knew is that you had a goal, we got to get soy sauce, we're having Chinese food. And if you suffer from this overchoice syndrome, you could just stand there looking at that aisle like, Jesus, and stand there for 20 minutes. Some people do this with more important decisions. You know, you're buying a home or maybe a car or something where there's a lot of money involved. That could take people years to pull the trigger. Because a lot of people have this fear where if I make the wrong choice, then I'm fucked. If I make the wrong choice, then I lose. I lose the game. If I make the wrong choice, I have to suffer consequences. And a lot of people feel like life is so hard. They're trying to minimize the amount of consequences that they suffer during the course of their day. They're trying to minimize the amount of pain and suffering that they go through. And they'll sit there and look you in the eye without making a choice, frustrated at you. If you tell them, I've gone through this with my brother countless times because he's rather indecisive. I tell him, just choose. And he'll look at me like I don't understand and be angry at me all of a sudden. Because I'm trying to push him into a decision that he's not ready to make. It's like I'm trying to push him off a cliff without a parachute. And all he wants to do is explain to me how dangerous this is and how stupid I am for not seeing the danger in the situation. It becomes an argument. And eventually I'll just walk away and say, okay, then just stand there forever. Because I'm the kind of guy that I'm willing to take risks and chances, and that's a mantra that I tell myself, and I tell myself this. I'm willing to take risks and chances. Now, coming with that, you have to be willing to suffer consequences, and not everything works out. I don't get too emotionally attached to decisions. My goal is to move forward. I stay mission-driven. I stay goal-driven. What's taught me this skill of being more decisive and learning how to move through hard decisions, even decisions that I don't really know what I'm supposed to do, it was being in business for myself. I've been in business, self-employed. I've owned many businesses since 1991, so that's quite a long time, probably before some of you were even born. And what business has taught me is every single day the mission is moving forward. I have to keep the doors open. That's the mission, is keeping this dream going. So I'm presented with decisions all day long, and I don't always know what to do. And I can do the research that's available to me, internet and asking people and that kind of thing. But eventually you have to just pull the trigger because This fire needs to be put out. We need to be able to move forward. We need to tackle this problem and to move forward. Someone needs to make a decision. Every employee will sit there and look at the boss and say, boss, what are we going to do? The boss may not know what to do. What happens then? Everything crumbles, the whole organization crumbles, and you just walk away and say, well, we just ran up into a bunch of problems that I didn't really know how to handle, and we walked away from the business. No, you make a decision, you move forward, and if it wasn't the right decision, you try to course correct, you try to do damage control. Even the best, even Elon Musk has to go through this. I've learned this at a young age, and I learned it through being in business, and it's helped me in my normal life to move forward with decisions, and to not be so attached to bad decisions, and not to beat myself up over failures, to learn to forgive myself, and that's one of the aspects of this. Now, let's talk a little bit about lifestyle, then we'll end it. You guys can just think about this content. One thing that helps to be more decisive is to be a frugal person where you don't spend a lot of money, you're living a simple life. And that's what I mean by frugal. To be a simple man. You're not attached to luxury. You're not attached to things too much. You're more attached to relationships, towards experience. A sunset's more important than a Corvette. Your kids are more important than your mansion. You realize this as you're standing out on the lawn with fire trucks out front, watching your house burn down, and you say to your family, we get another. I'm just glad you guys are all right. So you learn to be a simple person with simple priorities, and it makes your decision making a lot easier because you're a pretty simple person. You don't have a lot of desire. And you're going to try to conquer your desire. Be more frugal, be more simple. What goes along with frugality is pragmatism. Be more pragmatic. Try to live in reality. Try not to be real lofty and goofy about shit. Have a real pragmatic approach to life. Realistic, grounded, down to earth. It's all food for thought. Have a good day.